Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Ready from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Wesley Chapel Toyota because guess what? It's all about being at the right place at the right time. They just brought it off the truck. This is the special edition just for 2020 Toyota 86 Hawk 1. Let's talk a little bit about the 86. So Toyota 86 has been around since 2013. Now, in the United States, it was known as the Scion FRS because remember, we had that sister brand of Toyota, Scion. Scion would go away by 2017 and the FRS would be absorbed back into Toyota's lineup as the 86, just like it is known around the world. This car is the sister car to the Subaru BRZ. That was a joint venture. Now, what's interesting for 2020, Subaru has a special TS edition that they're bringing back. They actually did the TS the first time in 2018. This, though, is a special edition, a little bit different than the TRD one that Toyota did last year. What they want to do is they wanted to pay honor and homage to a road out in Japan called Hawk 1, where there's a lot of drifting that takes place, a lot of excitement. Car enthusiasts celebrate that area, that road in Japan. And what they've been able to do is create an 86 that I'm telling you right now will grab your attention and never let it go. Let's go ahead and dive into this 2020 Toyota 86 Hawk 1 edition. Right off the bat, the first thing that should get your attention is this color called Hawk 1 green. It really reminds me of British racing green. It's a metallic green, sparkles like an emerald out here at Wesley Chapel Toyota. As we work our way down, I do like the way that they put fog lamps. Where I'm gonna zonk it is the rest of this area. I wish they would have done something a little bit more styling wise, or how about something that would actually function as either an air curtain or brake cooling ducts. But going back to the headlights, so for 2020, they updated the headlights and the taillights, full LED, daytime running lamps and everything, all in the housing. As we come across the front, the 86 has really grown on me. At first, I've always been a Subaru BRZ kind of guy, but I'm really liking the aggression of the front end of the business of the 86. It looks a little bit fish-like in a way, but I'm digging it. You got flat black all across the bottom, open grille. Remember, you have that flat 4 engine underneath the hood, front engine car. I like the way the lower lip area extends nicely. We don't need any extra splitters or lip spoilers added. It's got enough surface area to where it's going to produce quite a bit of downforce off the front of the car. Now, as we go up onto the hood, I really dig the way the design takes the Toyota logo, and then you'll see these indentations that kind of flow into the hood. Nicely done. Look at that color. I just can't stop looking at it. As we come around the bend, here is another piece of the Hawk 1 puzzle. These beautiful bronze styled and colored wheels. This is a 17-inch wheel, 215 on the width, 45 series sidewall. Now, the zonk I'm gonna give the Hawk 1 edition, this is just an appearance package. They should have went and changed the suspension, run, you know, the SAC suspension like they do on the BRZ with the performance package. Also give it some Brembos like you would get on the performance package BRZ. But from a look standpoint, this definitely has a ton of look. Now, when we go into that fender, I like the way that they add this extra piece of bodywork here. It's got some fake vent in there, but I'm all right with it. It's small. It gives enough character to the side fender of the 86. Of course, an 86 has got to have that logo. Really classic look, classic design. We continue down the side. Everything has been basically the same. The only revision that they made was in 2017. So from 2013 to now, overall, the car is basically the same. We're getting ready though, because they say 2021, 2022, there's gonna be a big change. We'll wait and see. Love the classic lines. I feel like the lines on these 86s and BRZs are timeless. The nice flaring of the rear fender, it really gets wide as you come towards the back. This is that same rear spoiler that was changed up for 2017. Believe it or not, it's actually aluminum. So you have a metal flat black spoiler. Of course, you have that same Hawk 1 green on the end plates. And then here is your taillight design that, like I said, 2017, full LED taillight design. Like the way the rest of the back, no badges. It's all D-badge. Now, would it have been nice to have a special edition Hawk 1 badge? I'm gonna say yes. So I am gonna zonk that It could use a badge right about here in this area, but other than that, I love the clean look. And then as you work your way down, probably one of the best looking diffusers in the business with the reverse lights and that nice exhaust. Why don't we go ahead, pop the hood though, and see what's powering this 86 Hakone Edition. All right, guys, we got the hood popped on the Toyota 86. Now let's talk a little bit about what's going on underneath the hood. Underneath the hood, you're gonna find actually a boxer engine, a flat 4 engine. Now the reason why they call it a boxer is that the pistons are horizontal and they slap back and forth, and if you saw all the inner workings of what was going on, it looks like boxing gloves that are kind of sliding around horizontally back and forth. Now what's interesting, that's the Subaru side. Subaru, obviously, with their experience with flat 4 engines, really brought that to the table. Toyota really worked on the chassis setup, but underneath the hood of this one, you have that flat 4. Now, the reason why I say this one is that you can get a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic. This one though has the automatic, so what that means is that you are gonna have 200 horsepower instead of 205 horsepower, but you're gonna get the same amount of torque, 151 pound-feet of torque. It weighs with the automatic around 2,800 pounds. MPGs, 25 in the city, 34 on the highway. Of course, it's that classic rear-wheel drive setup, nice and light. 0 to 60, it's a little sluggish, 6.8 seconds, top speed 140 miles an hour, but that's not what this car is about. This car is about handling. One thing to be aware of, if you're looking between an 86, a Toyota 86 or a Scion FRS, a used one obviously, or a brand new BRZ, or used BRZ, the difference is the way that the chassis tuning is in the Toyota, it's a little bit more rear wheel bias where it's gonna swing out a little bit more, be a car that's easier to drift, whereas the BRZ has a little bit more balanced chassis. That's something that Subaru really wanted to work on. My favorite part about popping the hood is you actually get to see the engine. It's interesting because on this Toyota, you have the Toyota and Subaru badging. There's that boxer name. I like the structural braces that are placed to stiffen up the front end of this car. The zonk is going to be the prop rod, but you know what? I'm going to half zonk it because this car is all about being light, and putting the hood struts, that's going to be an extra couple kilograms, and we wouldn't want that to happen. But why don't we go ahead, fire it up, and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, so we're inside the 2020, that Hakone Edition Toyota 86. This is going to be a limited edition. Now, the funny thing is Toyota has not announced yet exactly how many they're going to produce, but I'm going to say it's going to be a low number because overall they don't produce a lot of 86s, period. But let's see, when you're talking about this, how much are we talking about? You're looking at MSRP, the way that this one is optioned with the automatic transmission, which I wouldn't do that, I would just go manual, is MSRP $31,000. Let's see what you get. Now to the door panels, it's gonna be your usual traditional Toyota 86. Nothing on the door panel to make you say that you're in the special edition. I do like the Alcantara material that they switched to in 2017. I just wish that there was some gold tan contrast stitching. The reason why is there's a lot of tan in here, and you'll see in a second. Now, when you go from the door panel, I like the speaker cover, how there's leather around the speaker cover. The dash is nice and low, soft material. Here's more of that Alcantara. There's that stitching I was telling you about. I really like the way it says Toyota 86. I wish they would have done a little bit more with the stitch work here. The screen, 7-inch infotainment system screen, touch screen, very nice and easy to use, a little bit of gloss black. I also like how slim and the way that the AC vents kind of fit the flow of the dash. As we drop down, everything else is gonna be usual Toyota 86 affair. You have your dual climate control, easy to work through. The clock is very dated, so I am gonna zonk that, but what's cool about all this interior pieces that look dated, it gives you a unique feel, which I'll talk to you about that in a second, but you do have dual climate. I like the little switch gear. You got a little cubby probably for the world's smallest phone. If you got a Samsung flip phone still, you got a cubby here. You open this up and you're gonna have, as soon as I could open it with my finger, you have an aux jack and a USB. Start stop button conveniently placed. This is that 6-speed automatic. You see how they did the stitch work here? Why didn't they do that on the door panel? I like the way that they did it here. You have your sport, snow, and track mode buttons. You can shut the traction control off. Heated seats, but no ventilated seats. Good old-fashioned e-brake with the stitch work. You have your cup holder. Here's your keys. I wish they would have went with a nicer key, the Hakone Edition key. And probably the biggest change for the interior is this guy right here. They should have came up with this years ago. You have an armrest that's actually movable, which is really cool, and slides so that you could get into this interior space. You have a 12 volt, but I like the black with the tan, and then the seats did a great job. Tan leather interior with the Alcantara. Same exact seat, just wrapped in a different color material for the Hakone Edition, but it really pops perfectly with the green. But why don't you come on over to the business end and I'll show you behind the wheel of this very special Toyota 86. All right, guys, business time. Behind the wheel of the Toyota 86 Hakone. Seats are great, same seats, just with a little bit different color. I love the color. Steering wheel, I've always liked the steering wheels in these Toyota 86s. Great size, perfect thickness. I like for the special edition, you have the tan bronze stitching. You have simple buttons on the steering wheel, nothing too much. And then of course, something that you're only gonna see on the automatic are these paddles. Now the paddles are very large. They are plastic, but they actually feel pretty good. And then overall, the dash setup, you got that nice white tack in the center. You have your speedometer, analog speedometer, and then you have that rectangle display, digital display where, check this out, you could go through all sorts of gauges, instrumentation, information, very nicely done. Digital speedometer, also your gear indicator to let you know what gear that you're in while you're using the paddle shifting or using the actual shifter. I have tons of headroom in here. 6 feet tall, could put a helmet on very easily. That's the one thing, is you think from the outside of the car it looks cramped. It's not. The missed opportunity, and probably the biggest zonk, is that since this does not have any extra performance, how about give me a little bit more Hakone stuff going on here? Sprinkle in a little bit more Hakone, maybe a special steering wheel or at least horn button that says Hakone Edition on it, a chassis plate number or something, just to give a little bit more. But if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go ahead. We're going to take this for a spin. All right, guys, we're in the 2020 Toyota 86 Hakone Edition. Dead stop. I'm going to leave it in manual shift mode for this. Love the sounds. If you want engaging drive, if you want sound, this is the one. On the brakes, downshift, rear wheel drive. Look at this, coming around the bend. Very nice. Back on throttle, upshift. Hard on brakes, hard. Look at this, nicely balanced, coming out of the turn. It just has the perfect amount of power for the twisties. And you know what? This is my first time driving the automatic and having it in manual mode. It actually shifts pretty quick. I'm impressed. On the brakes, look at this. This is great. Good feedback as usual from the front end. Very nice. The paddles are perfectly placed to shift, and it shifts very quickly with very good authority. We got somebody over here with a leaf blower we need to watch out for. But it's actually quite interesting. I thought the automatic was gonna be, as soon as I saw it, I was like, no, not an automatic. The Radies Rise family members are gonna go nuts. It's really not that bad when you're getting up to speed. This car already is not the fastest car 0 to 60. Is it even slower with the automatic 0 to 60? Yeah, but when you're going through the twisty bits, that's where all the fun happens. And even with the automatic, it's still a ton of fun. I can't believe how much fun it is. We're gonna go through the twisty bits once again in this Hakone Edition. We may not be on that Hakone road, but we're gonna celebrate like it's 1999. On the brakes, downshift. Look at this, watch, this is great right here, watch this. On the brakes again. Ooh, yeah, here we go. Oh yeah. Nice. That is really where it comes into its own. You feel the balance of the car. I can definitely tell you right now that an 86 is more tail happy than a BRZ right off the bat. But you know what? It's just as much fun. You just got to be aware of it. On the brakes, downshift. Look at this. Very nice. She grips good. Really well. Brakes. Feels good. Coming out. Look at that. I'm actually quite impressed with this automatic. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm at my expectations were so low that actually everything is really awesome. So it's a car. Am I going to run out and buy one? No. But for somebody who's wanted an 86, somebody who wants something that's definitely going to be a standout, and I'm telling you, they did a nice job with the extra touches. I just want some extra specialness sprinkled into the interior of this 86. This really might be a good option for you. All right, guys, we're going to go one more time around the twisty bits on throttle. Love the sounds. The engagement of this car is second to none, really. Feedback to the wheel is awesome. On the brakes, downshift, very nice, smooth, controlled, coming out. The brakes, really nice, really nice. Yes. This car just puts a smile on your face, especially if you know what you're doing. We got a little bit of a dust storm here. On the brakes. Downshift one time, back on the throttle. Nice. Car pivots just enough. Coming around. Here we go, baby. Yeah. This is great. Oh, so much fun to drive. When you don't have 5,000 horsepower, you can just sit back and just let her rip, and you feel so planted and it feels so good. It really does. But we're gonna make a quick U-turn one more time just for you guys, and then we're gonna wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, one more time just for you. Downshift a second, on throttle. Watch out for this burr in the road. Watch out, Mr. Crow. Let the arches climb, and we're off. On the brakes, downshift once. Look at this, here we go. Yeah. Nice! That was awesome! That was so awesome, it really, really was. Through the dirt, on the brakes, downshift, very nice and smooth. Look at this. Nice. I love these cars, they're so much fun to drive. Nice! We're back. I gotta give the keys back. Let's go ahead. I'll see you in a split second and wrap this one up. All right, guys, another amazing time here at Wesley Chapel Toyota. Definitely gonna thank Jeff, Ryan, and Scooter getting me access to this Hakone Edition Toyota 86. It's interesting. This is the first time I've ever driven an automatic 86. Still had the same great handling characteristics. Would have I preferred the manual? Of course. It's interesting, where are we going with the Toyota 86? They say they are bringing it back and it is gonna be redesigned very soon, but definitely if you want an 86, if you've been wanting a Toyota 86 forever, ever since you were born, before they even made one, this may be the one for you to have a standout. That color, the wheels, and the overall drivability. But if it's stuff like this you want to keep seeing on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee, Tom Moschner. Getting this small car with his big guns was a piece of cake. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.